What's going on, my people? It is your guy Hopeful and bringing you some more Mugen League action. In this fighting game league, we put AI controlled characters against each other in 2v2 matches. This video will contain set 3 of wave 7, so without any further ado, let's get the show on the road. Mugen League! Maybe 2 teams at least, minimum. So in the background, Shuriken Shadow charging up, Bartholomew Kuma the Falls being attempted inside the erupted Sakura and now going for a big Rasengan. Mugen League where we put Mugen League, where Mugen League where we put air control Mugen characters against each other in a league-based format. In this video, we'll have the Akatsuki take on the Shichibukai on Gym. This will indeed be a high table matchup, with the Akatsuki sitting at 3rd while the Warlords entered wave 7 in 8th place. If the Warlords manage to pull away with a victory, they would tie their opponent's record of 3 wins, 3 draws, and 1 defeat. The Akatsuki grabbing victory would see them continuing their undefeated streak and rising to 2nd place momentarily on the table. The first game of the set will have Tobi and Kakuzu square off against Boa Hancock and Gecko Moria. Tobi and Kakuzu both received AI overhauls, making them a lot more effective with their attack options. Tobi's Kamui dodge acts as both his substitution and guard cancel. He can also enter the Kamui mode by running. This jutsu gives him an advantage against physical attackers like Boa Hancock. Kakuzu possesses a hard steel guard cancel, which heals himself while damaging the foe. His 1050 health coupled with his hard skin substitution makes Kakuzu a difficult character to defeat. Moria's Doppelman allows him to attack from a distance while he himself is out of harm's way. His AI, however, is not the best at choosing the right moments to use his technique, and the Doppelman can sometimes be a bit slow. Similar to Kakuzu, Moria has a Shadow Thief counter which heals him while doing damage to the target. Boa Hancock's dodge mode allows her to avoid some attacks, and her Impossible Heart drains power. This combination may be enough to stop foes from landing important damage dealing blows. Overall, these characters seem to have tools that counter each other, which makes landing impactful blows even more important. The second game of the set will see Sasori and Pain go up against Doflamingo and Mihawk. Pain received a multitude of guard cancels and substitutions in the last patch, like a lot of other characters. What sets him apart, however, is that his substitutions have no capped limit. Instead, he uses different substitutions based on his health. His guard cancels and substitutions are all in the form of special attacks. During my time away from YouTube, I set up multiple experimental leagues to help with balancing and testing. Many characters were buffed in a variety of ways, which led to the balance patch. One character that didn't get improved much or at all would have been Doflamingo. This was because he was remarkably powerful thanks to impeccable AI and a dodging technique that I didn't realize he had until halfway through. As such, his dodge was nerfed to have a cap limit, acting more like a substitution. Despite this, Doflamingo still dominated all of the experimental leagues that I did. Mihawk was a recipient of both perfect block and a guard cancel, meaning he can be very difficult to deal with up close. The active frames and coverage of his slashing projectiles give him a lot of combo opportunities. Lastly, Sasori as a character has multiple ways to interrupt pressure or combos. His poison status effect, stemming from his poison needles, and his Daisan no Mi guard cancel are just 2 examples of ways to interrupt pressure or combos. The most powerful interruption tool he has is definitely his Iron Fountain Super, which creates a structure on screen that deals initial damage and lingers over time. Expect this match to be in the favor of the Warlords if the fight becomes more congested, but if Sasori can interrupt enough times for Pain to deal damage and heal, then the Akatsuki might come away with a victory in game number 2. That's gonna wrap it up for the pre-match breakdown. What do you think the result of this set is gonna be? Type your predictions in the comments down below. Tobi and Kakuzu versus Hancock and Moria on Gym. I hope you guys noticed I fixed the colors of the Akatsuki's clothes. Now all of the Akatsuki cloaks, they're the same color. If you can notice it, then you can see right there. Yeah. Took a while to do that, by the way. Anyway, landslide coming out from Kakuzu, another landslide. Tobi and Kakuzu working on a perfect scratch that Tobi just got hit using his Kamui phase substitution to avoid the hit of his opponent there. He's using it again to avoid getting hit by Suno Tokage. He's using it again to avoid getting hit by the bloody air attack. But Shadow Asgard from Moria, it hits Kakuzu and Tobi. How much damage did it actually do? Probably not enough. Boa Hancock is about... Yeah, Boa Hancock is basically down. It is just Moria left to fight both opponents, but he hits them with the Shadow Thief, healing some of his HP, but he himself is gonna have his HP stolen by the Hard Steel of Kakuzu. That Hard Steel, by the way, is an unblockable. You cannot block that move, that special move from Kakazu. We're gonna see Shadow Thief come out, hit Toby with Windstorm, deal a lot of damage to Moria. Moria is still fighting. He's 1v2ing the hard skin substitution jutsu from Kakazu coming out. Toby has activated his Sharingan mode, which changes his supers and his specials, but he will still get his Kamui phase substitution, though that does not disappear. Anyway, Toby finishes off Moria with an air kick, and the Akatsuki take round number 1. Round number 2 begins. It looks like the Akatsuki have gotten a lot of their specials to just connect before the Shichibukai can have anything to retaliate with, and the Shichibukai feels like they're just always fighting from a deficit. Pistol Kiss combo. She's also gonna shoot a heart at Toby. When Hancock shoots a heart at you, you will turn to stone momentarily. It gives her opportunities to do some stuff. Windstorm connecting against Hancock and Moria. And there it is. I believe that was Hancock getting hit by a special move. Brickbat coming out from Moria. Hard skin substitution from Kakazu, followed by the Fade substitution of Moria. Another Fade substitution from Moria. Guard cancel is not going to activate, but the Fade substitution will. Moria is living on a prayer right now, but it's not going to be enough. Eventually overwhelmed. Toby and Kakazu look barely phased. I am unique. I am the second sage of 6 paths. Akatsuki have already taken the first game of this set. And again, Pain and Sasori's cloaks are of matching color. You gotta love it. Can they walk away with the win and 3 points, pushing themselves further up the table? Knife stab from Mihawk, followed by the Kokotu Kogetsu from Mihawk, dealing a good amount of damage to his opponents. Another Kokotu Kogetsu. Pain has not gotten a chance to use any of his guard cancels or substitutions. He's getting hit by Toshikito. The rainbow colored strings. Shinra Tensei from Pain comes out, but it is not enough. He goes down. Sasori is the only one left, and it looks like round 1 is already done. The knife stab into the Doflamingo kick. That's it. The Shichibukai, their second team, is quite formidable. I'm not going to hold you. I thought Pain was going to be a bit more powerful than he actually is right now, but the Shichibukai are proving me wrong. Iron Fountain. Oh, but the bird cage from Doflamingo. So both characters of the Shichibukai got hit by Iron Fountain, but the members of the Akatsuki are stuck in bird cage. Bird cage actually disappears. The Iron Fountain is still up though. That's a big picture. And now we're gonna see Hyaka no Showen, the 3000 power super of Sasori, finishing off Mihawk and Doflamingo. It's 1 round apiece. This has been a slobber knocker, bro. These guys are throwing proverbial haymakers. These guys are basically throwing haymakers, but with specials and supers. It's crazy. Doflamingo charging up. He's gonna get hit by the spike breath of the 3rd Kazekage puppet. Hyaka no Showen coming in one more time from Sasori. Overwhelm them with power and numbers and attacks and all of that stuff. The power is being stolen from Mihawk and Doflamingo by the Preta Path of Pain, but Iron Slab finishes off Mihawk. Shinra Tensei, Doflamingo is done. So is Mihawk. The Akatsuki are gonna take the second game as well. Yeah, the Akatsuki ended up taking that one 2-0. Doflamingo and Mihawk looked so powerful in the first round of game 2, but I'm afraid they were just not strong enough to go up against Pain and Sasori in their final form. They didn't transform, but they just, you know, they locked in, as the kids would say. And with the last game completed, we have come to the end of this video. So as always, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Leave a like for all the talk and subscribe for more content, and sound your voice in the comments.